Welcome to REMelations. We're your hosts. I'm Mindy.
And I'm Brooke.
REMelations is a dream interpretation podcast where we read listeners' dreams. From nightmares to the just plain bizarre, join us as we give you our comedic interpretation of your fucked up REM cycle. This week, I'm starting off with a dream from Ben that's about Costco and unique recipe ideas.
Ooh, sounds tasty.
Is it?
We also have great cat naps this week with, of course, night parades, cold water mermaids, living it up resort style, and cool as fuck hearse birds. And stick around as we also chat about real life celebrity besties. Because you're my bestie and I love you. Mwah.
And you're all our besties. And so, hey, just grab your bestie, put on your headphones, and let's get started.
Woo! Yay! Mindy, hi.
Hi. Hello. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning.
And
whatever time of day it
all
is.
the same to you, my lady.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to record today.
Yes, I do have an update for you.
A bunker update?
I have a bunker update.
Oh, I've been dying for a bunker update. Okay.
Well, last we heard, Bestie, if you haven't been following the bunker saga, somewhere on my route to my kid's school, someone is building a bunker underground, and it's been taking a while. Last we heard, there was the backhoe was back. So.
Okay.
And now the bunker is fully in the ground.
Fully? It's not at that 45-degree angle anymore?
Nope. It is in the ground. They have not covered it because there's a big pile of dirt sitting next to it. The backhoe's gone. So that might take, it might be another week before the backhoe comes back or else they're doing it by hand. I don't know. But they have this big black school bus, which, again, very weird. It was kind of like blocking the view, but now that like the bunker's in the ground, they moved the school bus. So I feel like they were trying to hide what they were doing.
Well, they weren't doing a very good job because you've been giving us bunker updates for months.
I know. So that's the update.
Wow. I wonder if soon there'll be a huge truck that comes and starts delivering supplies. And they're just
that would be interesting. Like a Amazon semi?
Yeah, filling it up with toilet paper and canned
bottled
goods.
Water, beans. I'll let you know.
Lots of beans. It's gonna be stanky in there.
Oh boy. They do have a vent. I did see that. Okay, well, moving on. Now that I've brightened and told your mood, I've got a dream from Ben.
Ben. I love it.
And Ben is from Wichita.
Okay.
Now, this one's unique. I don't think we've ever had one like this before, so it's always fun to bring something new in.
I love it.
And I'm dying to know your thoughts on certain parts. So,
okay.
Here we go. Here is a dream from last night. I can't recall everything, so bear with me here. I remember I was shopping in a warehouse store, similar to Sam's Club, Costco, etc.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the freezer aisle with all the frozen meats. In this section, they had a frozen section of iguanas. In a giant box.
Mm-hmm. Frozen? What are these for people that own, reptiles that need to feed them other reptiles?
Out of curiosity, I opened the box and it truly was a whole iguana. A big one, tail and all, but without its skin, and it was pale pink. I guess frozen pale pink.
Yeah.
Iguana pops?
It looks like a salmon fillet or something.
Oh, I can't even imagine. But it's got the tail. Oh, okay, I'm getting bad. Ben, not
Ben.
good.
Ooh.
Now, here's the part I find interesting.
Okay.
Now, it's important to note I have been vegan and vegetarian for 2 to 3 years. But in that dream, curiosity got me, and I bought it. It was pricey. About $80.
I was going to say, I bet a iguana costs quite a bit of money, even if it's not fresh.
Right, even frozen. I mean,
even
catching
frozen,
it, the skinning it. It's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work.
The boxing, it's a big box. I mean, that's more packaging.
You got it.
Was it like $80 a pound? Like, how do you weigh that? It's like 16 ounces of iguana.
What if I just want the tail? Can I just, like a lobster tail, you can
$60.
just get
Maybe.
the tail?
Maybe that's the more tender meat. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know enough about iguana meat.
I got home, which is similar to the apartment my family and I used to live in. I was excited, wondering how I could prepare it. I remember watching a video years ago that showed different cultures and how they would prepare it. So
wow.
I followed the steps.
He remembered it from years ago.
It's like, file that in the brain. You never know when you need that iguana recipe.
That one stays close to the front because you never
weekly.
know.
It's like a weekly delight.
It is.
I got the marinade, which was a bright red color and probably a sweet and spicy one, and coated the whole iguana in it and let it sit in the fridge for hours.
Ooh, marinating. Ooh, ooh.
Mm-hmm. Hours passed in the afternoon. It was time to cook it in my oven. My mouth was surprisingly watering, thinking how it would turn out. Then, before I could take a bite, I heard my mom, she's in her 50s, and my little sister, she's 18, enter the room carrying in groceries.
Oh.
I hid the iguana as I did not want to hear their comments about how all of a sudden I'm eating meat, let alone something out of the normal.
Oh, God.
I felt panic in the moment, similar to when you know how one person will react negatively about what you're doing, even though it's harmless and has nothing to do with them or even relate to them in the slightest, but they still react to make you believe that it's wrong, even though you find enjoyment in it.
Mm-hmm.
Very specific, but
very specific.
So the solution is to do your own thing when they're not around, not getting caught. So I hid the iguana somewhere. I don't know where.
I feel like this would be very hard to gather up quickly and hide somewhere. I mean, it's a huge iguana. It's marinating
red sauce all over.
In red sauce. You can't just like pick this huge tray up and run out of the room.
Like he just puts it in the broom closet, like the linen closet.
Just throws it in the bathtub.
All of a sudden there's like this dripping red from like the bifold door. And everyone's like, it's not a body, I swear.
It is a body, but not human.
Yeah. So I hid the iguana somewhere, I don't know where, and they put the groceries away and explained they are going out again, and I was forced to go with them. I hated it. I remember feeling irritated that I had to go with them in the first place, where there was a long line waiting to get into someplace. I don't remember where. I think it was a grocery store or a fast food place. I'm just not sure.
Didn't they just come back bringing groceries in the house?
Well, those iguanas, they sell out quickly. You have to get in line at Costco very early.
Go get more. Everyone hears, iguanas are in stock. Get in line. You could only buy 2 max.
Limit 2. I hated that I had to be in the line and not at home fixing my dish. At some point, I managed to sneak away, but got into some sort of cartoon shenanigans. After that, I woke up. And, well, that's about it.
Wow. Cartoon shenanigans?
Yeah, I don't. It's like the Wile E. He's like trying to hide the iguana. He's like the Wile E. Coyote trying to hide the iguana.
Maybe the iguana came to life and it's like the Roadrunner and the Wile E. Coyote's chasing it across the road. The iguana's running. Dripping in red sauce.
Drill. It's just marinade, I swear.
I'm okay. I was just hibernating.
I was just,
Good thing. Maybe it was an accidental delivery to Costco. And those iguanas were just hibernating. And good thing didn't get to the cooking part.
Well, you know how in Florida, if it gets cold, they like have like falling iguana warnings. Like they fall out of trees. Like they pretty much just like fall.
Really?
Yes. It's a thing.
Now you know that. That's amazing. Bestie, if you want to support the show, please go to REMelations@gmail.com/support. And you know what would be even better? Rate us. Give us 5 stars. All 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Anywhere you listen to your podcast. Please and thank you.
All right, Brooke. So let's dig into Ben's vegetarian, vegan, iguana eating dream.
Getting hungry.
But you know what I did have to do, Brooke? I did have to do a little deep dive.
Oh, boy.
Do you know what I'm looking into?
There's so many options. Which one?
Do people eat iguanas?
Oh, well, I'm sure in some cultures.
Well, here we go.
Okay.
Iguana meat is also known as chicken of the trees.
Well, of course it is. Chicken of everything.
Not chicken of the sea, chicken of the
Nope.
trees.
Chicken of the trees. Okay,
Well,
I love it.
it's historically important when it comes to culinary options and influences in countries such as Mexico and Central America. So you had that right. In my research, I found that green iguanas taste better than black iguanas. So if
Ooh,
you're
is
in
there
the
a
aisle
reason?
at Costco, look for the green ones. I don't
Is
know the
that like
reason.
if you prefer, like when you have turkey, if you prefer the light meat or the dark meat? Is
Yellowfin
that
tuna, redfin tuna, like
Yes. So just,
Must be.
just a little different.
a little less gamey, perhaps.
One's a little juicier.
Well, how it is typically prepared, it's roasted and used in tacos and flautas. But they don't recommend ceviche because there's some bacteria that can accumulate, making
Yeah.
it not good. Which I never crossed my mind in the first place unless I read that.
Nope, not a ceviche thought ran through my
Iguanas?
mind when I
Nope.
said iguana.
Nope.
Maybe some chutney. No, I'm just kidding. I still don't really know what chutney is.
Iguana
but-
sausage, iguana brat, perhaps.
We have iguana patties in the freezer.
Sure,
we can
sure.
grill up some of those.
Move over, Bubba Burgers. There's a new chicken of the trees in town.
Is this our new infomercial?
Sponsor us.
Please, iguanas.
Wherever you
Chicken
may.
of the trees.
Chicken of the trees. I would love a T-shirt that has like an iguana falling off, and it says "chicken of the trees." And then
I love it
underneath
already.
So here's something interesting. In parts of southern Florida, after the Wildlife Agency encouraged residents to kill iguanas on their properties, it's becoming more of a delicacy in southern Florida.
Oh,
So Florida besties, I'm looking at
let
you.
us know.
Have you had iguana? Was it frozen or fresh? Was it green or black?
Yes.
Did you have it in a flautas or did you have it in a taco?
These are a lot of questions you shoot off.
We need to know.
Please make sure you do not use ceviche.
We don't want any sickness. I am going to post a couple links to iguana recipes in our show notes. So if you're interested, bestie, you might want to check that out.
know one of our besties is gonna. Well, how do you get an iguana though in the first place?
I'm picturing
don't
them
go to a
like
pet
2 feet
store to-
long, but I'm guessing they're like a little smaller. I'm guessing they're wild.
You just
running-
go outside and grab them.
Look in the trees, Brooke. Look in the trees.
The chicken of the tree.
Chicken of the trees. Okay. Well,
Ben.
we know Ben personally likes the red marinade.
Yes,
That's how he does it.
He does it up. I mean, he lathered it on. It sounded like.
He just couldn't wait to get home to eat that iguana. But that brings me to like my overall topic and why I picked this dream out, because I've heard from friends who are vegetarians or vegans that they do have meat eating dreams, and it's quite common.
Yeah, yeah.
And we haven't touched on one of these yet. So,
That is fascinating. Yes, let's dive right in.
and I was doing some research on it, and I didn't find a whole lot online, but so I'm going to kind of give you my take on what I think it means.
Okay.
And here's the question I have for Ben. What are you finding that's maybe unacceptable or distasteful in your life right now? What's putting a bad mouth in your taste? Or bad mouth in your taste? Putting a bad taste in your mouth, even. Because we know it's not the chicken of the trees. That's delicious. But
That is.
what's making you feel uncomfortable? What's like leaving like an impression on you that's just something's not setting right? Or what are you trying to overcome or prove yourself in? You know, you've proven yourself to be a vegan and vegetarian for the past 2 or 3 years. So what obstacle now are you trying to overcome? Because you've done it once before. You've stopped eating meat or animal products. And so do you feel like there's something else in your life at this moment where you're trying to overcome something and your conscience is like, you've done it before.
Yeah,
Here's
you
a new
did
challenge.
this.
You can do it again. Now, he did give in to the temptation of iguana meat, which is
Well, he
pretty
didn't
common.
technically eat any.
good point. Very good point. He wanted to. He had to go
He
stand in
would
line.
have. He would have if his damn family hadn't dragged him back out when he was marinating his iguana.
let's start with where the dream begins, and that's the warehouse grocery store. So Sam's Club, Costco, whatever it was. And we've talked about grocery stores in the past, how they can be options and they can represent sustenance in your life or something that you need to survive. But very specifically, it wasn't just a grocery store. It was a warehouse grocery store.
Yeah.
For that, I feel like it's almost, you're stocking up on something. You're stocking up on emotions you're feeling right now. You're stocking up on energy. You're stocking up on
Iguanas.
I'll say I'll limit too. What are you trying to almost hoard more of? There's something that maybe you need a little extra of that's not currently available at all the grocery stores. It's just at the Costco.
Yeah. Bigger too. You know, bigger always makes me say it should draw your attention more towards the issue, because it's not about just like normal size packaging. It's like you got to get the 75 diapers, you know?
Yeah, to get the $80 iguana. It is funny. During the pandemic, I was grateful that we have a big family and we always stock up on supplies at like Sam's Club.
Yeah.
And so when toilet paper was on its run out, when everyone was having problems, I'm like, I've got like 24 packs in my garage. I'm
hope
good.
You kept that a secret. Don't
yeah,
share.
no.
Don't
I
share that.
have a friend with a bunker that I might be able to barter my way in if push comes to shove someday.
I think you can make a deal. I think you can make a deal. Just knock on the door one day.
Do you guys need toilet paper? Okay, then you need to grant me entry now that the world is ending.
Yes. Or I would just like a tour.
Or a tour.
Like a tour. I'll bring you toilet paper for a tour. TP for a tour.
That is what Emily Post says to bring when you go to a bunker house.
It is.
So all the options, again, lots of options at a grocery store, lots of options at this food warehouse. Why did Ben choose an iguana? It wasn't chicken, it wasn't beef, it wasn't pork. It was something so peculiar that really made it stand out.
Well, maybe it had to be so peculiar for him to even think about it. Like, he's walking by, like you said, the burgers and the chickens in the other aisles. But for him to even consider possibly taking a bite of meat, it had to be something over the top and interesting to him. Maybe something new and stimulating.
Yes, good point. So iguanas threw me for a loop because it's not a common animal that we've talked about in the past. And I did have to do a little bit of research on iguanas. Iguanas can represent some ruthlessness in your life or ferocious or callous acts. So to dream of an iguana can mean that someone is trying to make you feel not important in your life, or someone's trying to put their own needs before yours, or there's no escape from someone who's perhaps being more dominant or intimidating in your life. But here's the thing I find interesting, because he took this iguana and made it his own. So I don't know, wanted to eat it. So whatever negative influence I feel like he has a control over.
Yes, that's true. And correct me if I'm wrong, but iguanas also eat other reptiles, other members of their kind. And that's kind of maybe an allegory to becoming a vegan in the first place. You know, it's like, don't eat meat, we are meat, you know, meat lives, but we do that.
Meat is murder.
If we're not vegans, we are eating meat, and maybe the iguana is like us eating.
I always like Brooke's animal facts.
Well, I can't say that one is
Brooke's
100%
animal cubicle. Love it.
It's the best part of the show.
All right, so we get to the price. He said it was pricey, $80, and we have nothing really to base on if that is pricey or not, but for some reason he thought $80 was a little pricey for iguana. I had to look up the numbers, what 80 or 8 represents. 8 is a number of divine strength and endurance, which I found interesting because that kind of flows with his lifestyle, that he's chosen not to eat meat or animal products. In the angel numbers, it means you're in the right place at the right time. So I feel he feels confident where he is. And then the 0 can represent some sort of spiritual aspect to that. So is he in the right place in the right time, not only with himself, but in sync with the universe?
Wow.
Okay.
Very deep.
Well, we get into the food prep. You know, good for Ben that he remembered the video he saw. He saved it on his TikToks. He remembered how to cook this iguana, because it's not something you normally would know.
Yeah, I don't think you can find that in a cookbook.
No, it's not in Freddy Crocker, that's for sure. He did mention, they did call this out, that the marinade was bright red.
Yes.
So again, red can mean spicy, fire. I feel that Ben feels fire about a topic or something that he's standing for in his life again.
Yeah.
I feel like he's not only taking on a challenge of this iguana, but he's like doing it with gusto. Like,
oh, I was just going to say with gusto.
Not only am I bringing it home, but I am going to make the best damn chicken of the trees marinade anyone's ever had.
I mean, did he fillet it? Like, did he cook it like a
spatchcock
pig?
it?
Like, spatchcock it? Just break that spine.
Did he like rotisserie it? We don't know. But I felt he had like a good direction, even though this was something he wasn't familiar with. It seemed he had a very strong feeling of what to do and how to do it. Mm-hmm. Much so, I also believe he does in his life. Now, the one part I found that he had really beautifully written in this dream, I kind of read it quickly because it was funny, but I want to read it again because it really does give a sentiment, I think, not only to the type of person he is and how his outlook is on life, but also something we can all take away. He said, I know I felt panic in the moment, similar to when you know how that one person is reacting negatively to what you're doing, even though it's harmless. Mm-hmm. Nothing to do with them, or it doesn't relate to them in the slightest. But the way they react makes you believe it is wrong, even though you find enjoyment in it. Yeah.
It's like we always say, you're not hurting anybody.
Nope.
You do you, boo.
Always do you. And I think Ben understands that. It's coming through in his dream. The next thing I wanted to mention was the standing in line. We said Ben didn't have the opportunity to enjoy his iguana. He's hiding it wherever he could possibly hide it. But standing in the line can show your need for patience, or it could also represent like what you literally stand for, like your beliefs in life.
So and what about order? I feel like there's something kind of controlled about it too, you know?
Absolutely.
You're standing in line.
He mentioned in the dream at some point that he decided not to stand in line anymore. Like he almost wanted to do the anti-line, the anti maybe in order, maybe the anti, this isn't the line I wanted to stand in anyways. Why am I being here? I'm kind of going to do I'm stepping out. I'm going to do my own thing.
I like it.
So here are my final thoughts. For Ben, I feel like he's ready to not do the norm. I mean, that's what this whole dream is, right? From getting out of line to eating iguana in the first place to hiding it, to feel shame about hiding it. He's giving us the idea that he's not always go with status quo type person.
Right.
He's
not afraid. Things. He's not afraid to try.
Yeah. Challenging indeed, because challenging himself by eating the iguana, making it palatable to eat, taking something on that he's already accomplished and moves past and having to kind of revisit it, but doing it under his own terms. That's really what I feel like. Ben wants to do what he wants to do on his own terms. Mm-hmm. But the numbers, going back to those numbers, again, they're telling him he's in the right place at the right time. The universe is aligned. The spirituality of it is aligned. Don't be embarrassed to do you. I think that's really what I feel this dream comes down to, Ben.
I mean, in the simplest terms, just like the End of Breakfast Club. You know what? You do you. You be you.
And don't pay mind to people who judge you or make you want to hide who you are.
No.
You want to eat that iguana? You eat the iguana. You don't want to stay in line?
Let us know how it is.
Give us the recipe.
Yeah. Mindy, would you cook it?
No. I'm not going within 10 feet of a cooked iguana.
Would you try it? Like if you were on vacation in Mexico, would you try an iguana?
I like to try things.
Flauta?
Yes, that's my favorite way to have it because it'd be fried. I like to say I like to try things, but it causes me a lot of anxiety to try new things. So it's a balance.
You look anxious right now just thinking about it.
I have to balance whether it's worth the experience or it's worth the anxiety to try something that maybe is a little out of the norm. I don't know. I'm not like Ben. I'm not as adventurous.
He's like jumping in head first to all these things.
Would you try it? Would you try iguana?
I feel like I would because I've tried like alligator bites.
Sure.
And if they're not the same, obviously, but it's like a
It's the chicken of the pond?
The chicken
of the swamp?
The chicken of the swamp. And it did taste like chicken, but I feel like, just like if you look at like a lizard shape, the long tail, and if you look at like a crocodile, like it's not the same, but
similar.
But I don't think I would pick it off the menu and do it. Might like have a bite of somebody else.
See, here's where I figure out. I'm not paying for it, but if someone wants to offer me a bite of something they paid for, totally different. I'm not wasting my money on iguana, but especially if it's $80, that's a little steep, even with my membership card.
I will tell you this, when I was on my last trip, and I'm not a huge fish eater. Like I like salmon, but I don't order fish like anything other than that. Not even like tuna, but I tried everything that was presented to me because it was so goddamn fresh. It wasn't like anything you tasted before. Some of this fish that I still might not order here, but because I was on vacation trying new things, it was like,
it's like when I go to an all-inclusive. It's like it does. I paid for it already, so I'm not thinking I'm paying for it. You know how it goes. Might as well. I'll take one of everything.
Yes, exactly.
All right, Brooke. It is that time where we are doing our new segment, Question of the Week.
Ooh.
Do you have a question for me and our bestie?
Okay.
I'm nervous. I'm a little nervous.
What is the weirdest thing you have ever eaten?
Well, there we go. That's perfect. It is absolutely perfect. Weirdest thing I've ever eaten. When I was a kid, one of my uncles lived in Missouri. He was definitely like a homesteader type, like built his own log cabin. Definitely a man of the Appalachians. He came over to my grandma's once and had me eat chicken wings. I later learned out they were frog legs. So I guess that's probably the craziest thing I've ever eaten.
But they taste like chicken.
They taste like chicken of the swamp.
Another chicken of the pond.
Chicken of the pond. Chicken of the lily pads. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think.
You know what? I've never even had frog legs.
Okay. So what's the craziest thing you've ever had?
Maybe the weirdest thing I've had was this random piece of fish. After I just told you I don't order fish, but I was so hungry when I was in India and I wasn't eating any of the food, and I'm like, I'll order a piece of fish. It'll just be like
You're
fried.
like, it's just fish. It's fish.
I don't know what was served to me.
Okay.
It looked just like all bones, and I'm like, I'm not even attempting this because, like you get a little fish bone, you choke to death.
Yeah, it's
and
not
this thing looked like it was all bones. I'm like, I didn't even know what part of the fish it could be. And
not like the head or fish heads, roly-poly fish heads.
I don't think I would have eaten that either, though.
Did you ever hear that song growing up?
Yeah. Fish heads,
roly-poly, fish heads, eat them up. Yum.
Oh.
That's how we did it. How'd you end it?
Oh, I think I was ending it wrong. I think you're right.
Eat them up, yum. Because that's the iguanas, eat them up, yum.
Yum.
Okay.
So, an unknown piece of fish that I took one tiny bite of, so I don't know if you can count it as having eaten it.
It counts.
It was ingested. Luckily,
Perfect.
It was not a bone.
Bestie, we want to know what is the craziest thing you have ever eaten. We're going to post that in our Facebook group. If you search for REMelations Besties on Facebook, join all the cool kids over there and answer these fun questions, chat, and talk about the show. So, yeah, we're always in there, too, saying hi. Brooke, that brings us to Catnaps. Bestie, Catnaps is the part of the show where we read a bunch of dreams. We don't analyze them. We just get through as many as possible dreams, short one-sentence dreams, dream stories. Doesn't matter. You send it to us. We want to share it on the show. Brooke, I think you're kicking off this week.
Oh, I love kicking it off. And I've got one from Kick It. It sounds like Beastie Boys.
Oh, I was thinking Fergie.
Oh, well, either way. Good stuff.
Black Eyed Peas? Good. Yeah, good. Either way.
Yeah, good stuff. Hey, remember when we saw the Black Eyed Peas?
We saw the Black Eyed Peas?
They were at, what's it called? Visha, what was it? At Iowa State?
Visha. We did?
But
I don't remember this.
It was pre-Fergie.
Oh, okay.
So
well, we only count the Black Eyed Peas after Fergie joined. Hashtag.
What does Stacey Ferguson dream?
Oh, okay. Well, look at you go. I'll leave it at that. Miss Ferguson, Miss Fergie Babe.
I hope that's her real name. I think it is.
Well, she's not answering if it's wrong.
No, I know it's definitely Ferguson, but
okay, well,
Fergie comes
go with it. Yeah, it makes sense. Let us know what you dream. Let us know if you remember not playing at Visha, because I don't even remember being at that college party thing, which is funny that you remember. Must have been a real good time.
I feel it was because it was when I was at Drake. Like, it was right when we first...
Like freshman year?
Freshman, like weeks in. Like, weeks in. Not even months.
Interesting.
Because it was in the fall, right?
If there's no pictures, it didn't happen. And the funny thing is there wasn't a lot of pictures back when we were... Because film was expensive and we were broke college kids. There's no evidence of anything we did. Which is
and you're not going to find it online either because there was no internet there.
Nope.
It was just getting started.
I did have my Napster, though. I could download and make my mixed CDs, and that was just golden.
I'm sorry, Napster. I know it was a terrible thing to happen to the
for
world,
artists,
but
sure,
but it was the best thing to happen to
the worst thing for artists, the best thing for college kids.
Oh, that
Bestie, if you're too young to remember Napster, it was before streaming music. Mm-hmm. If you had a CD, you could burn it and then upload it to like the dark. I'd say it's the dark web, as you might say now.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
so
and
basically,
then
you just shared it.
You shared it, and then people could sign on to your IP address, and you could download pirated music.
Yeah, and you got
started getting
thousands
sued.
and thousands of stuff. But the thing about that was great is that you could find like some weird upload that, was a live version of a song, like at a concert here, and like you could find cool gems like that.
Or Vines, like same thing.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah.
Those were the days.
But yeah, sorry, artists. Yeah. I appreciate you, and we will pay you.
We will. I've been paying Spotify for a long time now, and I don't stop.
Mindy's put in her dues.
Let us know what you dream.
Please. Okay, so this is Miss Val from Indianapolis.
Indie girl, okay.
Indianapolis.
Indiana.
Let's just stop.
Indiana. I don't know. I'm just making that up. Sounds like it should be a thing.
It sounds like Oklahoma from Oklahoma.
It does, yeah, but it's its own song, Brooke.
It's a copy.
I found it on Napster, so please stop.
It was a
download
of
last
Oklahoma.
night.
It's called Indiana. Right, Val. I was getting married, and it was this year, but the only vehicle that they could hire to get me around for the day was an old Cinderella carriage.
Beautiful. I'm in.
Well,
let's do it.
Now, I mean old.
Oh.
It was not pretty or magical, and it was very dirty.
It was literally a pumpkin. It was before it became a carriage. It was just a hollowed out pumpkin
on a skateboard.
But with the dress, I'm so worried about the dress.
Yes, so the dress. She said, so I decided to wear a plastic tarp around me to not get dirty.
See? I knew it. I felt it.
Didn't you say that? You were worried about the dress. I know.
That's my mind.
It was also raining. But for me, it was not good luck. Because isn't raining on your wedding day considered good luck?
You know what? If I have to hear that at one more goddamn wedding from a guest when it's raining, I just have to punch them out. No, it's not good luck. A good, healthy relationship is good luck. Rain has nothing to do with it, and it ruins my timeline. So there.
Ruins your timeline.
Rant over.
Mindy, I think we maybe just, hit a sore spot or something.
Baby.
Okay, well, I'm not going to talk about that again.
Okay.
The color from the tarp was leaking blue onto my white dress. Not the something blue I wanted. And then I woke up. Oh, Val, sorry you had such a terrible wedding day.
Yeah, I mean, could be
But at least
worse.
it was raining. That means good luck.
Mm-hmm. So I've heard many times. Thanks, Val. Let us know if you do get married. Just double check that transportation.
Yeah, don't let anyone else do it. You gotta literally take the reins on that one.
This next one comes from Kate. And Kate is from Fort Lauderdale. Ooh, maybe she knows if there's iguanas.
Oh, let's ask Kate.
Yeah, Kate.
Do you know an iguana recipe?
Please, I'm dying. This morning, right before I abruptly woke up, I was dreaming about this guy I find attractive. In my dream, he came to the door to pick me up for prom. I'm a 25-year-old female.
Is he a 25-year-old male?
I sure hope he's over 18. Hopefully he's a senior.
Me too.
My hair and makeup was done, but I didn't have my dress on yet. He told me, I thought you could use some flowers, and gave me purple and yellow tulips wrapped in brown paper. I thanked him, hugged him, and felt shy, but I appreciated the gesture and was excited while receiving them. Then I walked back into my house, closed the door, and my younger sister told me, girl, you better get that man's number. And that's when I woke up.
Wait, I thought they were going to prom.
I thought so too, but I guess prom's a little different there in Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale, do you do prom where you only have someone come to your home and deliver flowers? You don't even get a dress.
And you're 25?
And you're 25.
But at least you have your hair and makeup done.
She has her glam done. Her glam.
Mm-hmm. I've always said I would love for a reason as an adult to get dressed up in a formal gown.
I would
or my
die
wedding
for
gown
a gala. Can I have a gala?
Well, we have possibly the Iowa Podcast Awards. Don't forget about that party.
So fingers
We're
crossed.
not talking about that yet.
Oh,
yeah. Sequin nightgowns.
Nightgowns. And nighty gowns.
Nighty gowns. That's what we call them.
Nighty gowns. Oh, wow. Okay, well, you know what? This is crazy. This always happens. My next dreamer is from Jacksonville, so not southern Florida. But,
Florida.
Hey, if you've got some further north recipes for iguana, we'll take those too.
Yeah, you know, how regional, there's like Memphis-style chili and Texas-style chili. You know, there could be
dry rubs.
Black iguanas versus the green. Let us know.
All right, Les, let's see what you got. I dreamt that I was on vacation and I could never quite figure out what was going on. Oh boy, have we all been there.
You're on vacation. You're not supposed to know what's going on.
Just go with the flow. I didn't know where I was, who I was with, or what I was supposed to be doing there.
Oh, yeah.
Still, I was having a good time because it was at least a tropical resort of some type.
Nice.
I was enjoying some cocktails, and luckily, I was in my bathing suit. That is lucky, you know? So I was soaking up the sun, too. I was feeling good at this point and decided to check out my dinner options. As I stumbled into the restaurant, they don't serve iguana at this resort.
Bummer.
It's just not seasonally fresh at this time.
Right. Yeah, makes sense. You have to get it frozen from Costco. Everyone knows that. Sorry.
That's, you know what, for an all-inclusive resort, which it sounds like, they probably don't serve something that expensive.
True.
It's $80 a pop.
Yeah, good point.
Whew. Anyway, as I stumbled into the restaurant, a huge group of people all yelled, "Surprise!" and started hugging me. Okay. All I could muster with shock and awe was, what the fuck is happening? I didn't know any of these people. And then I woke up.
Oh, man, you hit that rum a little hard, didn't you?
Yeah, that rum punch got you, Les.
Woohoo, rum punches. Mm-mm. Okay. This next one's from Angelica, and she is from Cincinnati. She has a question to start, actually. It says, is my dream trying to tell me I'm dying? Question mark.
Oof. I don't want to be responsible for this answer.
Kinda spooky. I only remember the end of this dream, which is strange in itself because I normally don't remember any parts of my dream.
Okay.
I was walking with a group of people when I saw a long black vehicle, a hearse, with no back seats, just pillows and blankets.
What's usually in the back? Isn't it just the coffin?
Isn't it kind of padded on the sides anyways? Kind of like a big pillow.
There's not really a back seat, is there? I don't know. Isn't there just like the front seat and then...
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
That's how I'm picturing it. Okay.
Let's continue.
In the very back, there was a big black bird with bright yellow eyes sitting in a nest of blankets with a scarf on.
Oh, in the hearse?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I'm not saying this is a bad sign, but it's not a great sign. The lady driver inside had a passenger in the back that then turned on a song and said, "This song is about birds." I yelled, "That bird is cool as fuck!" Turned around and then passed out. And I rolled towards the curb.
Oh, hey. That must have been one cool bird.
Like it made you
Pass out.
It did have yellow eyes.
Maybe it was like a laser beams, like
It just like fried her brain into a unconsciousness.
bird. Yes. Yeah.
I started to wake up outside of a hospital where a lady who had a Russian accent was there, as well as 4 or 5 old men in a group just staring at me. And then I woke up. That's pretty random. That is pretty random.
I
don't like the Hearse syndrome. That's not good.
I would have to look up the bird more, but it sounds like it was like a dark
blackbird.
Yeah, with like piercing yellow eyes.
I don't know.
Yeah, like
it's a death of something. It doesn't necessarily mean your death. You're not dying. I promise. Well, I can't promise, but I'm taking my chance of saying you're not dying. It could be a death of a relationship, a job, a friendship.
Who was she yelling at about the bird?
I'm guessing the hearse driver or the passenger who put the song on about the birds.
Yeah, what's that about too? Who are those people? Oh, we could get into this one.
But the bird was cool AF.
It was. Okay, Janice from Albany. She says, I was on the Titanic when it went down.
Oh.
I wasn't one of the lucky ones who survived, but I did end up becoming a mermaid.
Well, looking at the bright side of things.
Right. I don't know how that happens, but however, I wasn't thrilled with the temperature of the water.
Well, sure.
That was
There's
not my home.
in it.
I get it. I mean, great that you lived
You're like
you transformed into a mermaid somehow.
A cold water mermaid? Yeah.
That doesn't sound like she wants to be a cold water mermaid.
She wanted to be a tropic water mermaid.
So I snuck onto a lifeboat with a blanket over my fins until the temperature was warmer for me, and then I dove off.
Okay.
And woke up.
She got to New York and was like, here I am in the Hudson. See ya.
She's like, this is good enough. I can move south from here. I got this. I'm good here.
Intercoastal waterway. I'm taking it all the way down to the
problems. No problem.
I do love that dream, though. Any dream with mermaids. We haven't had a mermaid dream yet, so way to go.
Oh, I know. I love mermaid dreams.
This is from Chris, and Chris is from Chicago. Chris starts by saying, the most single, terrifying, confusing dreams I've ever had.
Ooh.
My fiance and I were at my parents' house, as we lived there as well. It was about 2 a.m. when I woke up, in my dream, and looked outside. There were a bunch of people on blankets along the road waiting for some sort of parade to start.
Oh.
You know, those 2 a.m. parades.
Nothing good happens after 2 a.m., they say.
It's just a hearse with a big black bird with a yellow scarf that goes by.
Wave, okay, time to go in.
He's throwing like candy canes or iguana pops, who knows, something for the kids.
Ooh, that sounds refreshing.
These people were in my yard and driveway blocking the cars in. So I yell at them to get off my property. They refuse. So I call the cops. The cops came and
pretty bold to refuse getting off someone's lawn at 2 a.m. You got to know that you're not supposed to be there.
I mean, it does kind of paint a hard line with parade routes, though, going through residential areas.
Tricky business.
Tricky. The cops came and kept saying that there was nothing they could do about it. Yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Then a cop glanced over to the corner of my yard by the garden near the chicken coop and suddenly had a look of sheer terror on her face. Then she changed her attitude and just said, "No problem, sir. We'll see what we can do."
Okay.
All the cops then jumped in the cruisers and floored it away. So I guess they really didn't do anything. They're like, "Yeah, we'll take care of it. Bye, see you."
Bye. Like, what was it?
Everyone for the parade also left for no apparent reason. I guess the parade was over. The one hearse. Didn't take long.
The one hearse. Yeah, it was a very short parade.
My fiance, Kaylin, was asleep through all of this, so I decided, fuck, this is some weird shit. I'm going back to sleep. So I walked back in and lay down with her. And all of a sudden, I hear the loudest, creepiest, most blood-curdling noise ever outside my window.
No, what?
I went and peered out the window, but didn't see anything. I was walking back down the stairs when I heard it again. And this time, I decided to go outside and check it out. But I saw nothing, so I went back inside. But I made sure to close the door and lock it.
But what got in when you had it open?
That's the horror film part of your brain working, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. I heard it again. But at this point, I'm saying, fuck it. I don't know. I don't care. I'm going back to bed. I get back downstairs and lay with my fiance. I'm laying there for maybe a minute before Kaylin woke up by the blood-curdling scream noise. For some reason, she was not scared at all, just curious. She asked me what it was, and I said, I don't know. Kaylin decides she wanted to go check it out, and I had a very bad feeling about it from the get-go. So I kept trying to tell her not to check it out and just lay down and ignore it. But she was too curious and went to look out the door. I ran up after Kaylin, and it was about 4 feet behind her when she opened the door, and all we saw was fog. So thick you couldn't see a foot in front of you. Now, mind you, I had just been outside 3 or 4 minutes prior, and it was a perfectly clear night. We heard the scream this time, again, sounding like whatever it was now on the porch. But we couldn't see it because the fog was so thick.
Shut the damn door! Shut the goddamn door!
She tried to close the door, but something kept pushing it back. So I put my back up against the door and my feet against the door of the closet, trying to push the door closed. And I told Kaylin to get my parents while screaming my dad's name at the top of my lungs because I didn't know what the absolute fuck was going on. We don't know either. What's happening?
I'm so scared.
What's happening, Chris? Kaylin took 3 steps. She got right in front of the sink and then turned around and then just stared at me.
What?
For some reason, that's all she would do. She didn't say anything. She just blankly stared at me. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to hold back whatever's pushing in the door, and it's pushing so hard I can't get the door shut all the way to lock it. Then, the corners of the door are bending inwards from the pressure of whatever was outside.
I can't.
I can't. I know, this is an intense one. Whew.
Oh, gosh.
I see fog starting to seep into the house from the corners of the door, and I see Kaylin just standing there staring at me in total shock and fear while I'm just trying to scream for my dad to bring a gun. But he never comes. My voice, for some reason, also wouldn't work.
Oh,
and
no.
Then I just woke up. I'm really quite shaken by this one and really would appreciate any attempts to help me wrap my brain around what this is trying to tell me.
Oh, God. Don't let danger in your house.
Keep out the evil.
Don't investigate things.
Stop going to parades at 3 a.m. That's the first sign.
Late. Yes, too late.
Too late for a parade.
It's too late. It's not sunny when you enjoy an iguana pop, when it's nice and sunny out. It dribbles down your chin a little.
the red marinade just kind of comes down. I didn't like that at all, that dream. But man, that was a descriptive dream, and I just can picture that fog. Sometimes like the scariest horror movies or suspense movies are the ones where there's not like jump scares. There's not like that evil creep looking thing. It's just the fog and not knowing what's there. Ugh. I don't like it.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it because it did take you on a ride,
and you weren't there.
And
You didn't have to dream it.
Experience it.
Hey, Bestie, it's that time of the show where I'm going to ask you to do a favor for us, and that is to tell your best friend about the podcast. You can tell your bestie, you can tell your favorite Costco worker. Well, first, maybe ask them first where the iguana is stored, if it's fresh, is it on sale, can we go beyond the limit of 2 if I've got a party?
Yes.
And then maybe drop about the podcast.
Yep, that's the right order.
Yep. You can also... You can tell your 25-year-old prom date, or actually tell your prom date from 25 years ago, because we're almost 25 years away from our prom, aren't we?
Mindy.
What was your prom date's name there, Brooke? Steve? Yeah, I can tell Adam about the show. We should really do that.
We should.
Take our own advice.
Yes, we should.
Okay.
Tell your prom date.
Tell your prom date. Or you can tell your favorite Hearse driver about the podcast. I don't know how many you know, but hey, if you know anyone in the industry, they have time on their hands.
Spread the word.
They got to embalm. They got to drive around. They got time to listen to a podcast. Tell them about the show. We'd appreciate it, and we love you.
So, Mindy, I know we've talked about this in the past, or just touched on some interesting celebrity best friends, but I would like to kind of go into it a little more because there are some, I don't know if they're necessarily best friends, but there are definitely some odd combinations of celebrity friendships out there, and let's dish.
Because we're friends. We're gonna dish on some celebrities.
Because we're friends.
I mean, it makes sense. And we are celebrities, almost.
We are.
Close enough.
No, we there. We there.
We there. I can't wait till Vanity Fair writes a story about us.
And it's going to say, we there.
We there. Love it.
Okay. So first pairing, we've got Mr. Matthew McConaughey and Guy Fieri, famous celebrity chef.
Yeah.
McConaughey got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and he first saw Fieri's. He's known for his show Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Sure.
Mostly,
I mean, that's constantly running on Food Network.
It's
the only reason Food Network even exists anymore is Guy Fieri.
I mean, it's just Guy Fieri, whatever you say. It looks like Fieri, but
sure.
I mean,
I'm not
it's
Italian. I don't know.
With an R, I don't know, but I think he goes by Fieri. But they actually connected. They just connected. I mean, we've got an Oscar winner and a celebrity chef. But
did he just slide into his DMs? Like, do you have an iguana recipe? Like, how is this going down?
He said
he
contacted. Oh, so this is McConaughey contacted Fieri for a restaurant recommendation, and the rest was history.
Well,
just like
isn't
that.
it nice to be famous? Because if I I slid into his DMs, he probably wouldn't give me the time of day, let alone a restaurant recommendation. But
well, I bet he didn't slide into his DMs. I'm sure he had some kind of manager.
No, that's how I like to. That's how I picture it, Brooke. Just
okay,
yeah.
Got it. Emma Stone and Jennifer Lawrence are longtime friends.
Yes.
Co-star Woody Harrelson introduced them, so that would be pretty cool all around together there too. And Woody,
but
Harrelson.
She's Emily Stone, not Emma Stone, right? Because
what
you're
Emma
talking
Stone.
About her real name's Emily Stone.
Who are you talking about?
I swear,
the red-headed actress.
Hold on. I'm gonna double check my sources here.
What? I've never heard Emily Stone. Too crazy.
Yes. Her real name is Emily Stone, and the reason she had to go by Emma, because for SAG, you can't have the same name as another active SAG member, so she couldn't go by Emily Stone. She had to go by Emma Stone.
Oh, well, that is an interesting fact, but
how do I know a celebrity fact that you don't know? That is insane.
Don't know. But that's like why there's like people with middle initials like Samuel L. Jackson,
Michael J. Fox.
B. Jordan, yeah. Well, I don't know if there's another Michael J. Fox. He's just cool like that.
No, he's just, you're either a serial killer or you're a cool celebrity if you get to use your middle name.
That's true.
Brooke,
those are
Jennifer.
facts.
They's us. Wait, what?
What did I say? We there.
We there?
We there?
We they?
We there. Like, we're famous. We there.
Brooke, Jennifer, Mindy Lee. Here we go.
Okay. Jennifer Aniston, which I found very interesting, was on a lot of these articles. She must just be friends with everybody. I think she's just a nice
person. Yes.
Like, because it was like Aniston and her, Aniston and him, Aniston this. But I liked Jennifer Aniston and Paul Rudd. And I think that's such a fun combo. They met in 98 when they were in the movie Object of My Affection. But they've just remained friends. I love that. Like when people like work on movies and it's so much time or so much a short period of time and then people lose touch. But I love that. And he was also on Friends, too, because he ended up marrying Phoebe. So he was on Friends as well. So
exactly. You know what I just saw last night with Jennifer Aniston was Murder Mystery with Adam Sandler.
That movie is actually really good.
It is amazingly good. I mean, anything Adam Sandler. I mean, he has really grown as a director too. I think because he has. Did you see that basketball one where I'm not gonna remember the name of it now. It was like a serious role, like being a basketball, like a recruiter. Anyhow, more totally straight. Like, I mean, he still has his Adam Sandler humor. I mean, that's never going away. But like to see him and do different things. But no, Murder Mystery 1 and 2. The kids and I watched it last night.
The second one.
We should. Wow. It's just as good. Yeah.
Should. This one. Get ready for this. There are some doozies in this list.
Okay.
Some not so much. Just kind of like, oh, that's cute, but. Pitbull, and John Travolta.
Okay.
Yeah, let's let that sit for a minute. Pitbull and John Travolta. I just can't.
Yeah, well, how did their paths cross?
Yeah, so it started with, I don't know how they met, but they are friends who exchange like a lot of texts, and jokes, and.
They're like Snapchatting each other every day, just like selfies.
Yeah, it is. Because he would edit pictures of John Travolta to make him look bald, and he would send them to him. And Travolta said that was the reason he did end up, because he's bald now. Like, he ended up shaving his head like Pitbull because Pitbull kept teasing him about it.
Nothing says a best friend like sending texts and memes. By the way, did you enjoy the one I sent you today?
It was one of my favorite memes I've ever read.
Do you have it? I need to yeah, let's read it for our besties because I should have had everyone on a group text. I'm sorry, besties, I don't have all of you on this group text, but we'll share it on the pod here.
Why do humans need jobs? Why can't I just sit on a beach with my tits out and stare into the ocean until I die?
Exactly.
I can't think of a better question. Totally. Actually, I do want to build on that because I got a text from another friend on the same wavelength. You guys understand my sense of humor. Yeah. It says, calm your tit. Just one tit. Leave the other one crazy and out of control. That's your party tit.
Love it too. I'm sure that's what Pitbull is also texting John Travolta. You have one party tit. Or one party ball. I don't know.
One party ball.
One party testicle, one calm testicle. Is that like the equivalent for men?
I don't know. What do you say? I would say calm your tits to a guy, though.
Yeah. Calm your tits.
Well, we already talked about Zach Braff and Donald Faison. They are actual besties, like besties, not just close friends.
From the show Scrubs. So,
yeah. From the show Scrubs.
Donald Faison, we're still waiting for your dream. Come on, man. It's been a little bit. And you've had enough time to write it down.
She told you.
Calm your tit and write down your dream.
Calm your tit. You can keep your party tit, but calm your other tit.
The one that your writing hand, preferably, so it doesn't get all jiggly. Yes. It's hard to write with the party tit.
Oh, boy. Just like to hear things like this, like Brad Pitt and George Clooney are actually friends in real life. I just like, ooh, that dynamic duo. So Mandy Moore and Kelly Osbourne. And I think that's kind of interesting because they kind of came up at the same time. If you're looking at like MTV times, we have the Osbournes that just...
of
good, clean
Good girl.
Mandy Moore and
Osbournes.
swearing crazy. But like when that reality show came out, man, it changed everything. It changed everything.
That it did.
This is another one that's kind of sweet. Drew Barrymore and Cameron Diaz, when they met on Charlie's Angels, and they've been friends. But Drew asked Cameron to help her with her final wedding dress fitting and read a sweet poem at the ceremony.
That I love.
Yeah, I know. And let's see what she said. Oh, and so Cameron had been working behind the scenes with Drew Barrymore's at the time boyfriend and helped like the proposal and everything. So I think that's cute.
Well, can I throw in one for our Swifties and my Swiftie fans already know this, but Taylor Swift and Blake Lively.
Okay, well,
she has their kids' names in her songs. Blake Lively's
does
kids.
she? I didn't know that.
And she was just, I think she just went to Madrid to see her and was dancing along like Blake Lively was. So,
but I will say that Taylor was on a lot of these. Maybe she and Jennifer Aniston should be friends because they just
because they both have a lot of friends.
They both have a lot of friends. They're very
That would be
nice people.
one kick-ass party.
Oh my God, I would be having a great time.
You can send our invite to P.O. Box 146, Wasco, Illinois. We'll be waiting for it.
You know, the best party would be, and I'm not going to get into it, but a Snoop Dogg Martha Stewart party is going to be the best party you've ever gone to. It's going to be chill. You're going to have great food, decorations. It's going to have it all. Good mix of people.
You're
good
right.
Music.
Hands down. If there is a celebrity party I want to go to, you're right. I think it's Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg.
It's got to be that one.
Yeah, it does. Garden themed. Herb garden themed.
Herb garden themed. So Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey, who plays Angela, they have stayed friends. They have a podcast together.
I love it. The Office Ladies. Fantastic podcast, actually.
It is.
And you almost have to start watching The Office from the beginning and start the podcast at the beginning.
At the same time.
Because they give you so much behind the scenes of each. Yeah. Like the fact that they remember like behind the scenes things of each episode. Like, oh, this is a time when...
remember that third take when we all laughed, you know, like when
how do you
can of Pepsi fell over? Like, no, it's crazy.
Wait, did you ever hear of that? Speaking of, or I know we already did this topic, but the Mandela effect, whether Stanley has a mustache or not.
You're not right. I forgot about that.
And I don't remember. Like, I think we still don't know.
I don't remember. We talked about it.
I don't think he does. I think that was the answer.
I think he does.
Okay, we're going to Google it. Okay, here we go. Hey, Siri. Does Stanley from The Office have a mustache?
Stanley does not have a mustache. This is from moviecultist.com.
Good job, Mindy.
Thank you.
We
Only
won't
because I
remember
researched
the next time it comes up either.
We'll keep getting
you had to
Mandela
listen to
affected,
it.
though. Yeah.
Also, Mindy Kaling and BJ Novak have been that's known, but they've been great friends, longtime writing partners too. And I love Tina Fey and Amy Poehler's friendship. They're just two of the funniest women. They both were leads on shows that lasted 7 seasons.
Right.
They were the powerhouses behind these comedies.
And SNL, like doing that.
And,
they were the power women of SNL for
and they just had their Restless Leg tour, and actually my brother went and saw it, and he got me a magnet, so I have them.
If we do a tour, that's a tour name we should have, honestly, because it's a parasomnia.
Or what
we just name each of our tours as a parasomnia. The sleepwalking tour. The CPAP tour.
I was going to say the apnea. I was like, what is it?
Yeah,
the CPAP tour.
We'll work on that.
And then, hottie, boom body. Christopher Maloney and Mariska Hargitay are good friends, actually, too, which I think is great.
It's so hard, especially shows like that where you work day and like that show's been going on forever.
And it's
CSI,
back on. Like, it's still going.
And it's like, how can you not make it like family.
Your family.
You have to.
I mean, a lot of this is that people have known each other for so long that their kids they're god kids.
Well, that's exactly like
yeah.
one of my favorite podcasts, Smartless. It's, Sean Hayes, Will Arnett, and Jason Bateman. I mean, I love all of them.
That.
And they are like best friends. Like they like go to each other's house. They have like Sunday dinner with their families like every week almost.
And
like,
I love like the pictures. I think we've talked about it, but like with Will and Jason, when they would just be like walking through New York City, holding hands, like taking like touristy type pictures. And I'm like, they just have fun with each other, and I love it.
And that reminds me, because on that show, I'm sorry, I just sidetracked you from your research here, but on Smartless, they recently had another best friend duo, Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Oh God, I love them.
How can you see if they come to the Midwest, we should go to that show, because I would hands down see that in a heartbeat.
Didn't they?
They are. I think they're touring. I think they're touring again.
Are they touring now?
I think so, or they're working on. But I mean, two comedy stars that
and
have so much
writers,
respect for
actors, directors,
Yes.
like, and have the longevity. You don't always get to stay around that long.
Speaking of memes, I saw one that because they're redoing The Father of the Bride, that said, I thought Steve Martin was 70 years old when the first Father of the Bride came out, and he was like 40, but he's always kind of looked old.
He looks the same because he has
hasn't
white
changed.
hair. He's like always had white hair.
Man,
He
a good
looks
thing we
good.
can't
I think he looks
hashtag
good.
all these, because that would just be.
Well,
a
that's why when
hashtag.
you're like, "Ooh, we got a hashtag," I'm like, "Don't worry, there's going to be opportunity
Plenty
for
of,
more."
I know, but we wouldn't have been able to choose. We wouldn't have been able to choose.
No,
And we got Fergie. Fergie, let us know.
we got Fergie. We got Fergalicious. Tasty, tasty. I find it nice. Leo and Kate Winslet have
Yes.
been friends since Titanic, and same with Winona Ryder and Keanu Reeves from 1992's Dracula.
Wow, that's an old one.
I will end on one strange one. When you hear the name Russell Crowe, you never know what's gonna come along with
Sure.
it, because he's a little firecracker on his own.
He is yes, that's a good way to put it.
But he is quite good friends with RZA. I don't know if you know who that is. It's one of the members of Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh, okay.
That seems very interesting to me. That's like, you would know Old Dirty Bastard.
Oh,
he
yeah,
was in
ODB.
Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Yeah, rest in peace. But yeah, they hang out and they give each other advice. I just would love to see a picture of them side by side. Like, what are you doing, you guys? That's such a random combination.
Yeah.
But
I mean, to sit into anyone's dinner conversation of any of these celebs hanging out, like, because they're just normal people when it comes down to it. So, like, what are they? Are they
Absolutely.
talking about recipes? Are they talking about funny memes they saw on Facebook? Are they texting each other back and forth? Like, I'm sure they're the
are they
same
talking about
besties
your
that
party
we do.
tit?
Maybe
Any regular tit?
Maybe.
Well, there was some interesting ones for sure.
But nothing
There's some cute
compares
ones,
to
too.
us, Brooke. Darling.
Nothing.
Ever.
Nothing compares.
I wonder how many
to you.
I wonder how many met in gym class. That would be. I'd be very curious. Or we got that. Do we have that locked down as?
I think we
the
have
celebs
that
that
locked
met
down.
in gym class?
I think celebs have met in high school,
Sure.
but I've never specifically heard gym class.
in soccer unit?
Oh my god.
Nothing in life is better than a best friend. I mean, you can have your partner, you can have your family, but to have someone who, I'm not going to get emotional, someone who you can call
don't
any time
do
of the
it.
day and be like, I could call you and I'd be like, I need you here, and you would immediately drive, and vice versa.
Yes.
Like someone
Yes.
who you can tell your deepest, darkest secrets to, and
Yes.
they've always got your back. And that's why I feel like having you, and I love you for that.
I love you so much, and I feel the exact same. I couldn't have put it better myself. And I didn't
Right.
need to, because it's
I already did it.
Exactly
I know.
true.
I did
You
my
did
homework. Yeah, done. On that note, before we get too mushy, bring out your party tit, because
Mushy.
it's party time. What?
I think it's the left one. I don't know why.
Oh, you have
That's
the
the one
it-
that just
You?
I
just-
didn't know until you said bring it out, and it
That's the one.
kind of like lifted itself up a little.
She's ready. She's ready. How was your week? What's new?
Good week. Haven't been feeling that great, but
Oh,
other
yeah.
than that,
It's been a hell of a week to record because you were sick.
I'm sick. Then we had
Unfortunately.
technical issues.
And then yesterday, my internet just pooped its pants. It was the biggest bitch.
To put it mildly, it was bad.
I don't know. And it was like a 7 to 10 second delay. Like I would say something and it was just impossible to record because
Mindy thought I was frozen, like because I wasn't responding to whatever she said.
You didn't hear what
I hadn't heard it yet. And then I'd laugh like 7 seconds. It was like 10:30.
Yeah, it was late as it was.
It was like it was just not. It would have taken us all night to get through one dream.
And magically, she's being good today. So we got to
And
record.
how are you? Have you had a nice week? I know you got to see your bunker, so that's always good.
I did that. I did the bunker drive-by. Well, it was yesterday that my oldest, my 21-year-old daughter, Olivia, she's old enough now. I can share.
Now, yeah, she's old enough.
Once they turn 18, I feel like I don't have to worry.
They're good.
But no, my oldest, Olivia, had texted me and asked if I wanted to have a mom-daughter day today and go to the water park. And I was like, first, like...
It's kind of it's so sweet that she did it, but it's like, did you have any idea what she was going to request when she said mother-daughter day?
I know she was asking one of the twins, but she had to work. So I know I was kind of down on the list, but I did get called, which is fine.
You'd rather get called than not called at all.
But it was one of those things and she's a planner. I mean, she's a nursing student. She's a planner. But for some reason, she just wanted to go lay out at the water park. They've got season tickets to a nearby water park. So doesn't matter. And so I kind of had my whole day planned out for work and this recording.
Yeah.
And I just said, Mindy, your 21-year-old daughter is asking you to hang out for a day. Take the day off.
Yes.
Go do it. And so I did.
Do it.
So we went and we got breakfast at this cute little coffee shop.
Aww.
And then we went to the water park. And it's funny because
Is it warm enough?
Did you go in It was warm, yeah. Today it was nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it was probably like almost 80, I would say, 75.
But 80. I mean, the water. Was the water warm?
It was
enough?
refreshing. She mostly wanted to lay out. So here's the difference between me and her. I like to be pale and sit in the shade with sunscreen. She wants to tan. So we found like a perfect spot where my chair was in the shade and her chair was in the sun.
This sounds like every trip I've ever taken with Joy.
Yep.
With Joy, because she needs to be in the sun and I need to be removed.
And so it was funny. I told her when I got in the car, I said, I'm used to when you were little, just packing snacks and waters and sunscreen and goggles and diet, anything you would need. And I'm like, I just got in the car with my towel.
You're like, this is weird. I don't know what to do with my hands.
I'm like, I've got so much free hands. So, but at one point she looks at me and she goes, do you want to go down the water slide? I'm like, if you want to, let's do it. So we went down the two big water slides. I'm losing my stomach. I'm swearing my brains out, screaming. But we had a good laugh.
Were you was this a slide you were just on the slide, or were you on an inner tube?
The inner tube, yeah. It's one of those ones that just shoot you up each side, crazy.
Oh, that makes me nervous. It makes
I lost
me feel
my
like you're
stomach. That was a die.
Literally?
Yeah.
You puked?
No. I meant you lose the gravity almost on it.
Oh, yeah, got it.
Fly out of your seat practically. So we did a couple water slides, and then we sat down. We ordered cheese fries, of course, and a Dr. Pepper. Delicious.
You had just worked out. I mean, getting to the top of those water slides is
was exhausting.
Fucking joke.
And I ran 3 miles this morning.
Line.
I couldn't. My legs are dead. They're dead now.
If there's not a line, it gives you the opportunity to kind of go up slowly, and you just have to walk up 10 flights
you nailed
of
it.
wooden stairs.
They're the schools out. The grade schools aren't out yet here, so I walked. I was death.
Okay, let's take a break.
But no, so we went on a couple rides, and then we had cheese fries, and then we went on the lazy river.
Nice. That sounds like a lovely, lovely
awesome.
day.
So we just spent a couple hours together, and we talked. We brought books, but we ended up talking the whole time. Just catching up. I know. It was the best. It was the best.
Don't
day.
ever say no to a mom-daughter day.
I know. You can't.
Especially when she asks you.
I know.
Especially when she asks you.
I know.
Yeah.
So,
yay, that's awesome.
What do you have this week? Do you have anything fun this weekend? What's coming up? Make up something. You're going to skydive.
Yes. That's on the books for Saturday.
Amazing. Good luck.
Thank you. I would do it, though.
I know you would.
Yeah, I really don't. I'm kind of taking this week easy because I was so sick
Yeah.
last week, and I have so much to catch up on just around the house. So nothing too exciting.
When you are sick, and you just have to have that like come back. It takes you a few days to get back into things.
Yeah, it does, because it's like everything built up, and I'm like, I don't want to do any
Dishes,
of this.
laundry,
everything. Yes,
litter
and
boxes. No.
Yes, and I do a full clean out once a month. Like I scoop daily, but then once a month I just change it entirely. And this was like that time where it was I needed to change all the litter boxes, and I'm like, I'm so tired and weak.
Well.
This is the most interesting episode we've ever had.
Right. Well, can I end, instead of talking ending on litter boxes, can I tell you about this like amazing snack I saw? It's at like one of our local ice cream shops. So at the end of the year, last day of school, I always take kids to get ice cream. It's just a tradition. They call them ice cream nachos. Have you heard of this?
Well, no, but I've seen like Choco Tacos.
Okay,
which
so
is
kind of close. So you take a bunch of sugar cones, crumble them up on the bottom. Those are your chips. But they're like, like discs. They're like nacho,
like some
sugar cone. And then you put like
chips.
huge scoops of ice cream. And then like you have like the chocolate sauce. It's like, it looks
this a
amazing.
single serving? Is this for one person, or is this something you share with?
I mean, it could be for one
table.
person. Like, I'm okay with it just being for me.
Can you get caramel instead of chocolate?
I'm sure you could. It's one of those things like, do you want beans on your nachos or do you want just tomatoes? Like, I think
so you go in there and you can get whatever you want on your nachos.
Yeah. Ice cream nachos.
Okay. Next time I'm there, we're going.
I'm saying, like, I don't know what's better than not ice cream nachos, but
nachos, regular
Also
nachos
good.
are pretty damn good.
Well, I know what I'm having for dinner tonight.
Nachos and ice cream nachos.
I think I might not wake up tomorrow if I did both of those in one night, but
you'd have a sour belly like me.
Sour belly. Aw.
All right, bestie. Until next week, watch out for those falling iguanas from
Chicken
the
of the
trees. The chicken of the trees. Watch out. And
sweet dreams,
bitches. Happy tits. Happy tits. Dancing happy tits
to you. Till we meet again. Happy tits to you. I don't know the rest of the song.
I don't either, but I loved it.